Welcome back to Little Minds Big Talks. I'm Daisy.
And I'm Nala.
And I'm Ivy. In this season, we're exploring what makes people truly happy.
Last month was all about kindness.
That's right. Last episode, we interviewed Camden Riley, a professional soccer player for the Oakland Roots. He was really nice. He let us have so many autographs.
I thought it was really cool that he went outside and played soccer with us.
Yes, he talked a lot about sportsmanship and how that's connected to kindness, and today we are going to talk about a new topic.
Yes, we wrapped up on kindness, and now we're diving into mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's like giving your brain a chance to slow down and notice what's happening right now.
Scientists say that mindfulness can help people feel calmer, less stressed, and even happier. It can be as simple as taking a deep breath before a test, noticing the way your feet feel when you walk, or even eating slowly and really tasting your food.
To help us learn more, we have a very special guest today, Shawnte, a local yoga instructor who teaches mindfulness to people of all ages. We're so excited to talk with her. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here today. Let's dive into some questions.
What is mindfulness, and how would you explain it to other kids?
What you said was one of the most important things that I like to say. So it's about being present. No judgment whatsoever. So simply noticing, which is something that we all can do. You use one of your senses. Sometimes you just key in and focus on that, whether it's something that you can see, something you can physically touch, taste, hear, smell. You just pay attention to what's happening around you. One of the things that I recently heard, and it clicked with me, and I was like, oh, this is such an interesting way to describe it. If you think about where your feet currently are or where you're seated, and you just focus on the world around you in that very moment, that's mindfulness right there.
How does practicing mindfulness help people feel happier?
So we're all individuals. We're all different. There's no one secret recipe or thing that one person can do to be happy. It's about noticing it in that moment, relying on trusting yourself that you know what you need, and then focusing on that. So focusing on what your needs are is what brings you happiness, not waiting for someone else to give you something or say something to you, but you finding it for yourself in that moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can you share some simple mindfulness exercises that kids can try at school or at home?
Yes. If we're talking about a situation where you can't really move, you're expected to sit in your seat at school, or you're in dance class and it's your turn to perform and you're really, really nervous. Sometimes the most simplest thing that you can do is just use your breath. You don't have to force it. There are different breathing techniques that I share with kids. One would be the balloon breath. So if you think about your chest or your belly as a balloon, and you think about it expanding on the inhale and deflating on the exhale. If you are in a situation where you can use movement and you just have a lot of jittery in the body, I can take the same breath but use movement with it. So I imagine that my entire body is the balloon, and I breathe in and I fill up and I get bigger with my body, and then as I let go, think about a deflating balloon. When you let it go, what happens?
It makes like a squeaky sound.
Like a squeaky sound.
Squeaky sound. But if you're blowing the balloon up and it's really big and then you let it go, where does the balloon go?
It flies around.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do with my body. I just fly around the room. Flower breaths are nice. If I can use my body and my breath, I kind of put my fingertips behind my ears and I think about my arms with my elbows bent being the petals to a flower. And I breathe in and I open up and I imagine the sun or whatever feels good for me, and I close down. Sometimes you can think of a certain place that you enjoy being. Yeah, do you like to do that sometimes?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah, so thinking about a special place that you like to be in.
Yeah, I think I like being at my grandparents' house, and I think of that, or I think of I don't know, anything that I really like, where I like to be.
Yeah. And so just like we are talking about mindfulness, being present in that moment, sometimes when we need to just calm ourselves, if we can visualize or think of a place that we really enjoy, you can still use your senses there. So you mentioned your grandmother's house.
Yeah.
Maybe you think about how it smells.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It smells in a certain way, and I just kind of remember it when I go there.
You're smiling now. You're lighting up just thinking about it. All of you are. See, her joy brought you joy. You're thinking about it, and so that put a big smile on your face. And then when I brought up the sense of smell, then your smile and your eyes got even brighter. So yeah, using what we have in the moment will bring us happiness.
What happens in our brain or bodies when we slow down and practice mindfulness?
It kind of goes with the nervous system. Not kind of, it does. It deals with the nervous system. So when we are worked up and we are feeling maybe anger, frustration, sadness, when we become mindful, when we slow down our breath, meaning we take slower, longer, deeper inhales and then even slower exhales, that sends a signal to our nervous system of, you're safe. Everything is okay. So that's why sometimes to help our mind-body connection, we need to maybe have softer lights. Or if there's certain music that helps us to feel calm, you can play that music. I typically, you didn't ask me, but I'm going to share with you. I typically think that when people are trying to be mindful and calm for their brain, for their body, their go-to is to pick up their phone or the TV. But that's giving you more output than you need in the moment. You can do those things, but coming into yourself first and noticing what your thoughts are, no judgment. Noticing what your feelings are, no judgment. And just noticing, then that helps the brain and the body catch up and this nervous system calm down. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why do you think mindfulness is important for handling stress or big emotions?
I think of mindfulness as a toolbox, like part of my toolbox to manage stress. When we are in stressful moments, a lot of times we become impulsive. Do you know what impulsive is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just act without thinking and taking a moment. But when we practice mindfulness, it helps us to use that as a tool out of our toolbox so that we aren't reactive or impulsive. We are able to be proactive. We can choose how we show up. We can choose how we respond. So I always tell people, especially kids, there's no good emotion or bad emotion. No good emotion, no bad emotion. The emotions are what they are. But what we do with them in response, what our behaviors, our actions are in response to those emotions, that's where sometimes the good and the bad things can come in. You ever have something happen and people are like, just calm down? Yeah. Sometimes you're able to do it, but a lot of times when you're really upset, it's a lot harder. Yeah, it's hard to do. You can't just calm down. But practicing that mindfulness makes it a little bit more accessible. The brain's like, oh, I know what we can do. We can breathe. Or I like to use my fingers sometimes. I'll rub my thumb up and down my pointer finger. That's something that I can do privately and no one can see if I'm having a tough moment.
How has mindfulness helped you personally in your own life?
It saved my life. Yeah. I was that mom. I have 4 kiddos. Their ages are between 4 and 24. And I was that mom that in the mornings before school, I was yelling, get this, don't do this, what about this? And I really thought that I would never be able to be the mom that didn't yell in the morning, getting everybody off to school. And mindfulness helped me. Mindfulness helped me have better relationships with my children, with my husband, with my parents. When I was growing up, I thought my mom was just the meanest mom. And then I grew up and had kids, and I was like, oh, she was being a mom. She was trying to protect me with the best way that she knew. But mindfulness taught me to deal with my own things so that I can better interact with and connect with other people, so that bosses don't get on my nerves and make me want to quit a job. Or that the person that cut me off on the road, I don't need to yell or have mean thoughts about them. Yeah, it helped me slow down.
If we practice mindfulness every day, how do you think it could change our classroom or our community?
I think it would help. I was talking about that connection component earlier.
Yeah.
I think it would make people feel more connected. It would make people not feel alone. I also think that one of the benefits of mindfulness is it teaches us to listen to our own voice and then how to express that. Some of us aren't big talkers, but maybe we'll write a note. Some of us, maybe are just really good at being around someone and giving them some quiet space, but just being a familiar friend and having presence around them. Like, for instance, when I came in today, I was a little nervous, but all of you seemed so chill and calm. And so that made me think about what I was doing for myself. And I don't know if you heard it, but I took 3 really big deep breaths when I first sat down. So I think it helps. It's like the domino effect. It helps to spread to other people.
Do you have any questions or last thoughts for us?
Yeah. Based on what I've said today, what is one type of mindfulness tool that you can use to practice?
I mean, like, we can just, like, practice, like, the balloon or, like, the breathing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
thing.
The balloon one. I like the balloon one.
I like planting my feet into the ground, and it's like really calming to me.
And that can be done anywhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come and speak with us today, Shawnte.
Thank you. This has really been a pleasure and enjoyable for me. Thank you for adding value to my day.
Wow, that was amazing. We learned that mindfulness isn't about being perfect. It's about paying attention, taking time to breathe, and noticing the little things around us.
And the best part is, anyone can try it. We can all practice mindfulness in small ways every single day.
That wraps up our conversation about mindfulness and how it can help make us happier humans.
Next episode, we are continuing our discussion on mindfulness with an illustrator named Tyler Jacobson. Google him.
Thanks for listening, and remember, little hearts can make a big difference. So spread kindness, stay curious, and strive to make the world a better place, one conversation at a time.
Bye.